It's certainly something. This is suffering. Why do I want a prismatic of this? Who wants this? Oh, stop! Who wants this shit? Take it back. I don't want it. I don't want your garbage. So it is day 1 of the latest box, Arts of Atlantis. And my god have I been suffering over here. So obviously the main art of the box is Chronomaly. So the first Decklist video I wanted to make for the new box is exactly that. I drastically underestimated how hard it will be to get a working decklist for this pile of garbage. So I'm not going to lie to you guys. The decklist you're about to see in this video did in fact go 9 wins and 1 loss. But I've been playing this archetype since like 2:30 PM. It's now 9:30. I've played every variant of this decklist you can possibly think of before I reached this 9-1 win streak. But to be honest, that may have just been a fluke anyway. Getting solid results with this archetype has proven very difficult for me, and I highly recommend if you are on edge about deciding whether or not to dig into this archetype, that you at least wait a week or so for the community to explore and find possible combos that might make this deck a little bit more playable. To be fair, it seems pretty obvious to everyone what the actual problems are with this archetype. First of all, they have 0 good Xyz monsters to play. Number 36 is a playable card, but it's not exactly a game-winning boss monster, is it? This means you have to roll out like 90% of TREY's skills that force you to use Chronomaly as the extra deck. Then we have the other main issue with the deck, which is we don't really have any good rank 5s in Duel Links, but they gave us a bunch of special summonable level 5s, which kinda makes the deck list really awkward. But hey, at least TREY has one skill that fixes the rank 5 problem, and doesn't force you to play a garbage extra deck. So here's the deck list. Now just before I get into the list, just a friendly reminder that if you enjoy any of the content you're watching or find any of it useful, to please leave a like on the video down below and consider subscribing to the channel whilst you're down there. I'm getting pretty close to 50k now, so I'd appreciate all the subs I can get. It's completely free and you can unsub at any time. Alright, so first things first, as I know it's going to shock a lot of you regulars. Yes, I'm using a deck that is more than 20 cards, and there is a good reason for it too. Basically, this deck has 2 cards that you don't really want in your starting hand. The first is Levianeer. This card is an amazing top deck, but in starting hand, it's not all that great, as it's generally a comeback card to be used once your Xyz monsters have been removed, so opening 1 copy is fine, but if you ever open 2 copies, you're probably just going to lose the game off bricking alone. Secondly, Monolith. This card is a completely dead card that is quite literally never used. Its only purpose in the deck is to be searched for via disc, and make rank 6s via your skill. So if your opening hand doesn't give you the required pieces for a rank 6, you don't want to see this card at all. Hence, running more than 20 cards lowers the chances you open this card or Levianeer, naturally without a search. Okay, so the skill is Divine Artifacts. This skill adds 1 number 6 to your extra deck, which, spoiler alert, you're likely never going to summon it. Once per duel, you may reveal 1 Chronomaly monster in hand to change the levels of all Chronomaly monsters on the field to the level of that monster. As you'll see in the replays, this skill becomes extremely useful, especially in combination with Moai. This card, if you control a Chronomaly monster, can simply special summon itself, so although this card is level 5, thanks to your skill you can easily make it match the other monsters in your deck for easy Xyz summons. The deck has 4 other monsters. Disc is a searcher who when normal summoned can add 1 Chronomaly card from your deck to your hand. It also has a graveyard special summon effect, but you can ignore that as it forces you to try and play Chronomaly in the extra deck, which, as we know, is pretty useless. Crystal Skull, if you control a Chronomaly monster, can be discarded to add 1 Chronomaly monster from deck or grave to hand. So 99% of the time when you search with Disc, you'll search for this card, since it can be discarded again to search again, and therefore have extra fodder for Levianeer. Bones, if your opponent controls a monster when you do not, can be special summoned, and when summoned this way, can special summon a Chronomaly monster from hand or grave. And Gargoyle. When a rock type monster is normal summoned, you can special summon this card from hand. You'll obviously be using this card to summon a bunch of Gorgonic Guardians. As for the extra deck though, you guys can wait until the gameplay before I actually go through that one. Alright guys, that's going to be it for the decklist portion of the video. The rest of the video will be gameplay with commentary showcasing the combos in action. Remember, if you are enjoying this video or find any of the content useful, to please leave a like on the video down below and consider subscribing to the channel whilst you're down there. Enjoy the gameplay. Alright, let's get into it. So as you can see, this deck list went 9-1. It wasn't the best deck list. A lot of these people I played against were playing a lot of hot garbage. Like, I think it was this dude that was playing. Yeah, like, this is platinum rank, so winning in this rank doesn't really matter. But to be fair, a lot of these games were against meta stuff, as you'll see in the replays, which we'll get into right now. So, first we'll start off with this one. This was against a TG player. And by the way, I hope you guys like the Kali theme music, because I may have got the battle pass, which means that's the only theme music you're going to be listening to for the next 3 months. Alright. If you're wondering why I did buy the battle pass, you should watch the live stream I did yesterday. Alright, so this guy's going to set up a nice little Quarion starting hand, or starting board. Obviously you get out the Star Guardian, bring back the level 3, and then you have the setup for level 9. So his aim is to try and use this thing to synchro summon during my turn to completely banish my entire board. So what I want to do is I want to be a little bit sneaky. So I'm going to use my Nebra disc to search for my Maui. Then I'm going to activate, or special summon the Maui. Then activate Crystal Skull to search for another Maui. There's probably a cleaner way I could have done this, but this way worked. I'm going to special summon the Maui. At this point he's thinking, there's nothing go wrong here. What could he possibly summon with a level 5? What could he possibly do? And he just didn't do anything. He was going to wait for me to do my XC summon before he was going to nuke my board. But I activate my skill. And he can't activate his effects in response to a skill activation. So I make my stuff level 3 by targeting my level 3 in hand. Therefore, I can now summon my Gorgonic Guardian. And this made my opponent very angry, as you're about to see. He activates it once, I negate it. He then chains. Oh, sorry, it doesn't chain, but afterwards, then activates it again. Then again. Then again. It's negated, buddy, you can't do it. You can keep trying, but it's a negated card. I then destroy stuff and pass the turn. Which I'm pretty sure he then... No, it's fine. Alright. Try to summon Serpent, use its effect, obviously we're going to negate that. And we don't care about the stuff on board at this point, because it's 2 tuners, what's he going to do with that? So we're going to negate that, and... At this point it was kind of bit annoying, because now my board's a little bit clogged, and he's got a 2200 defense, and we can't beat over it. So I was just hoping, you know what? Please, have a Treacherous Trapper waiting for me. Please. And of course, he had one. Thank God. This also means because he destroys my board, that I now have a dark monster in the grave. So I now have a dark, a light, and a light. So I could activate my Levianeer. So summon Bones, which will bring back a card from the grave, which will make a level 3, so we get another Guardian. Then we Levianeer, and yeah, the rest is history. I think he tries to summon another Serpent here or something. Okay, Flight Control, go Serpent, and... Obviously, we've got another negate on board, so... Get him out of here, get him out of my lobby. Alright. Game 2. I think this was a Resonator player, I believe. Yeah. Don't remember this game too well, but pretty sure it was spicy. For me, anyway. Alright, so this is when we're going to set up, since we already have a Nebra disc and we have Maui in hand, this is when you have the perfect start to search for Monolith. Which means we can now special summon the Maui, activate our skill, make these guys level 6, then you can summon Beetle, and go up again into Rhinosebus, which is similar combo to you might have seen back in Onomats before it was removed from the deck, and Thunder Dragon as well. But yeah, this deck can do it too. And then we pass the turn. Our opponent just passes, don't do anything. Nebra, we search for Skull, discard Skull, search for Bones. Basically we're just searching for stuff to set up future turns, because we can't really do anything. I think the worst part about this deck, at least from my viewpoint, is a lot of the time, if your opponent doesn't really remove your monsters, you can't really do anything. It's kind of hard to explain, but when you're using things like this card, which its effect literally only works when it's summoned via this method, via its special summon method, which is when you have no monster on board, you can't really summon it to go into an Exceeds monster until your board has been cleared. Similarly, if you draw a Levianeer, it can't really summon it until your opponent gets rid of your, you know, light and dark monster and your stuff in graveyard, especially considering this guy's an earth monster. So, if your opponent doesn't really do anything, you can't really do anything. Which is kind of okay because obviously we've still got Cerberus on board. He hasn't got rid of this Rhino yet, so it's still got its popping effect. Our opponent has to do something in response. To be fair, I might have actually missed lethal there too. I could just like normal summon this guy and then special this guy. That was probably lethal on board, but anyway. I didn't expect his back row to be completely useless anyway. I didn't want to overcommit into the back row as well. Alright, at this point we're going to activate our Cebus as soon as he tries to special summon his... Why do I keep calling it Cebus? Activate my Rhino when he tries to summon his Wild Wind, destroying it so he can't Synchro Summon, and it's very unlikely he has a third copy of this. He just searched for one, and there's already one banished, so... From this point, unless he has level 4 in hand, he's pretty doomed. He responds with a Fisher, but we already have a monster on board, so... Yeah, and he just concedes from there. Basically I wanted to show that replay just to show the opening hand of how you can summon the Rhino. I definitely could have played that gameplay a bit better. But do keep in mind, I've been playing Duel Links now for like, what, 9 hours or some shit? 8 hours? It's been a long day. Alright. This was against an Onomat player. This guy definitely could have played the game a bit better. I don't think you should ever win against Onomats with this deck. It just doesn't seem like... Yeah, it just doesn't seem like it should happen. Damn, this theme music is such a jammer though. Alright, so he's gonna summon his... Negati guy, his Bowser. From here we're going to summon Skull, then special summon Gargoyle from hand. We're definitely not going to use any effects, so it's just going to get negated, so we're just going to summon our stuff like this. Discard to search, then we have set up for next turn, and then we're going to summon Guardian. Guardian from here, normally you'd think this card can negate you, so this effect will be useless. But this card can be used during the damage step, and during the damage step, our Bowser can't negate. So you swing in, it goes to damage step, and then you can activate the effect, targeting his monster, reducing its attack to 0, and beat over it. He uses Anima to play. From here, I'm pretty sure he has a Bolt in hand, so you could just summon, like, this Utopia he's got in hand, you could just summon it, then bolt my card, and from there, do whatever he likes. But maybe he didn't have, like, another special summon after that or something, and just, I don't know. Either way, he'd use it for 2-2 draw, and then tries to summon Head. Which, I don't know why he thought this would work. Activates Head, of course, we're just gonna negate that. He doesn't even bolt our monster, he just sets a card and passes. Oh no, he does bolt our monster, so never mind. Which is kind of nice of him, because it means now, we can special summon Bones, and make another Guardian. And because we haven't used our normal summon yet, and we have the Monolith in hand, we can use the same combo we showed you last game, of Disc, Monolith, and Moai, to make the rank 6. Beetle, and you can see it before we even summon the other card. Alright, and final gameplay. This gameplay wasn't anything impressive, I'm pretty sure we're against some garbage ass deck, but there wasn't really many other, like, super cool replays anyway. So I think this guy was trying to play a Red Eyes deck or something. Whatever it was complete and utter garbage. But I also want to show this replay for that sick little win streak you saw down the bottom. 6-game win streak. Alright, MST. Using our big brain, we thought, our opponent, he set in 3 cards. Surely the first 2 are just going to be baits, right? The last card he plays is going to be the useful card. So we got the Drowning. Big brain. From here we're going to set up a nice little Guardian, and because we searched for our bones, we have good setup for next turn too, if he removes our monster. And if he doesn't remove our monster, well, we're just going to keep beating him to death with it. He tries to activate his Gorgonic Magic, which I'm pretty sure is trying to search for Red Eyes Fusion, so we're going to negate that real quick. It's a bit annoying. Power up the Guardian's going to crit to his monster. I don't know if I had to MST this. I could have just like MST this card, then Treacherous Trap to hold these 2, then comboed off into something, but I don't know, I was just playing safe or something. I think I played this game way too safely actually. It took forever for me to use the Treacherous. Like, I waited till now to use it. I don't know. Like even right then I could have I was scared to overcommit, but I could have just normal summoned the 1300 attack monster with the 1600 and gone for lethal, but I was still kind of scared of what this back row card was, so I just didn't do it. Maybe it was still a Drowning or something, I don't know. For some reason he summoned this in defense position. I guess he's just really scared of this card, doesn't want to swing into it, he's terrified. Either way, we're going to make a rank 6. We go for Beetle. He thinks we're going to use this effect now. He equips this thing with Spike Shield, but thankfully, our Rhino is a non-target removal, so even this card is a negate card with the thing equipped to it, we can just pop it. Yeah, I think we're just in no danger this game, so I definitely played a little bit too safe though. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. There should be another upload tomorrow or the next day, but yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. Laters.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.